All right, folks, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. This is going to be pretty good. soO versus Ryung. Thank you, those of you who took the time to do the due diligence for us in chat, saying it was Byun who fought Ryung. So these two actually never played in that year-round finals. I was curious on if they did, like what the games were, because I don't remember off the top of my head, but neat.
Neat. Click.
Well, we got, I think everyone in here good to go. I know I'm ready whenever everyone else is. So, Daybreak is going to be the first map in this best of 3. What round is this? This is round of 16. So we still got the round of 8 semifinals and finals ahead of us, guys.
So a big bracket.
We have some good games.
Long day. So glad I got up for this. Actually, I did not have that much trouble sleeping, so I'm not even. I'm not even being sour.
I was gonna say there's nothing to be sour about either, because there are actually good players too. Like.
Really? You're not a little bit sour about waking up this early?
No, because it's 2 a.m. I'm fine with 2 a.m. I actually feel very chipper and happy right now. If this was 3 a.m., I'd be grumpy and morose, and you'd hear me complaining a lot. I've talked about this so many times, right? Like, 3 a.m. is this weird twilight hour where I just don't do well at 3 a.m. 2 a.m., not a problem. 4 a.m., easy peasy. 3 a.m., kill me. But it is 3 a.m. now, funny enough.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Anyways, welcome back to the Olimoleague, folks. We got some shoutouts to do, but we'll get these intros done first. Coming into the bottom left side of the map, we do have the red Zerg player. It's soO.
In the top right is the blue Terran. He is Ryung.
Did you know soO has a dog, by the way?
I did not know this. Probably a small dog.
And it's a terrible dog.
Terrible dog.
I know you know where this is going, but I'm still gonna say the punchline anyways, because it's a Shih Tzu.
Wait, what? Does he actually have a dog?
No.
Wait.
I thought you just said it was a small dog because you knew where the joke was going.
No. Why did you make this joke?
Because it puns well with his name.
Oh, Shih Tzu. Okay, I was paying attention to the wrong pun. My bad. No.
Bring Zeph back. You know what?
Dog.
Zeph and me rocked a whole cast of bad jokes. Okay, I want Zeph to come back. You're fired. Get out. Go back to France. Say hello to me.
I don't know, man. But it's like I just guessed because everyone in Korea has a small dog, unless they live in like the countryside, and small dogs are the worst. So, yeah.
Yep.
And I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a Shih Tzu.
Well, regardless of how that joke panned out, these two are going to be very well set for another. Ryung has actually shown a lot of really good TvZ, and what I like about it is he's done it without relying on 3 Racks Reaper, but also showing us that he can do 3 Racks Reaper. On the other hand, we've seen soO take on people like Byun, and truthfully, the game hasn't changed super crazy since he beat Byun in the end of last year for 2016. But, differences in tanks and a couple of things with the banelings. We'll see how much of a difference that makes when we watch how good he is at this matchup.
Yeah. The only difference really is that Europeans do more 3 Racks Reapers, but it really is usually just the Europeans, not the Koreans.
It's not even that Europeans not only do more 3 Racks Reaper, they go way more all in with their 3 Racks Reapers too. Korea's got that scary element of macro behind it, but while Ryung came across the map and did your typical thing that you would do with a Reaper, soO got in, killed the SCV, and delays the command center. I'd say what we've been seeing a little bit more frequently, rather than speaking of Reapers, but not 3 Racks Reapers, is we've seen this Reaper actually left at home on patrol rather than going across the map, because this move with the Lings is so common. And as we see, causing a lot of trouble. Speed finishes up. The SCV is going to get picked up. He gets 2 SCVs for 2 Lings, buys some time, and then on top of this, got that 1 to the main and scouts everything. Ryung's base looks like an ovary right now, but that's besides the point because he's done so much with... You don't see that?
Mean uterus?
Uterus, that's what I... Well, these are
the ovaries are in the uterus.
Yeah.
So I realized you meant the gas guys for the ovaries, but you just tried to...
Sorry, I had the stream of consciousness going with that commentary, but regardless,
what does an ovary look like just alone?
soO got fantastic scouting, a little bit of damage, and denied the Reaper all at the same time. This is a great opening for soO.
Dear Lord. Yes, it was. Ryung really messed up. And the reason that we see so much more often the Reaper staying at home is because they're really, when you think about how much damage a Reaper does, it's usually nothing against a decent Zerg. And Ryung did not do anything with his Reaper. It had to come back, didn't kill any drones, didn't get a scout, and the fact that soO is going for a 2-base lair, which is turning into a 2-base Spire, which is pretty cool. And Ryung took a lot of damage. Now he is following up that with a Hellbat push that is going to make... it's going to hit before the Spire hits. It's a question, does it do enough damage? We haven't had to talk about this dynamic since Heart of the Swarm. It's weird. Oh, Hellbat all-in versus 2-base Spire. Because 2-base Spire, of course, is like a phase out in Legacy of the Void.
Right. I really enjoyed at the end of HOTS watching players like Impact and others make this kind of their core build, but beside the point for now, Hellions take out all the links very quickly. Queens do chip away at them, and looks like they'll get to the main. Unfortunately, this means a couple drones are going to roast. We'll see if this gets too out of hand or not. I like this sort of halfway pull. Of course, it's about splitting the drones, not stacking them up. Oh!
Well, he just used his Hellions, though, so... No, man, now he doesn't have anything to deal with it. Do any more pressure? Well, I guess a Liberator's on the way, but that doesn't really count.
Liberators are that's not... a Viking. Liberators, Viking, like, these are not, generally speaking, not good against Mutalisks. But the Widow Mines might be those hits they need. A couple extra shots from the Liberators finish them up. This command center probably could have been part of the wall. I guess it is in an indirect way part of a secondary wall, but...
Well, he can either put one supply depot near the command center or one supply depot near the engineering bay. Like, have a wall. That won't protect his SCVs. You know what? Doesn't matter. Because there's air units on the way. There's a Spire. I did like the Widow Mines. And I thought the Liberator was going across the map because that would at least be able to buy more time as Anita's cleaning that up, but it just stayed at home. Oh no, this one didn't. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, this can at least buy a little bit more time. You can get maybe another set of Widow Mines or another set of Liberators or maybe one or two more missile turrets, and that actually really helps in the defense, because if this starts to snowball from 8 mutas, it's going to be very hard, especially if you're going to go mech, which is what Ryung's doing.
Now, there's going to be a little bit of luck and guesswork with this as the Widow Mines position themselves. They'll trade out with 1 muta each, a little bit of splash damage on the rest if he can catch them, but soO's very good at controlling his mutas. He's actually one of the players that really nails it once he's up on 20 plus mutas as well, so the small amount that he's got early on, I expect to be controlled well. But while this is going on, like, he does invest in the air weapon upgrades. I think we are going to see continued muta production this game. This wasn't just like a false set of 6 to get a bit of damage done.
False set of 6, like a false pregnancy.
Well, I mean, there was the uterus, so...
Oh my god.
You know, people were talking about Brood War being more popular. Quick shout out to the old Brood War games that were like break the condom and this other one. Totally appropriate and relevant, but yeah, the mutas, regardless of what kind of pregnancy they're gonna birth, it's not getting a lot done.
Big one? The type of pregnancy? I don't think so. Can we stop? We're gonna stop now. Well, soO, he actually isn't adding on that many more mutas, despite getting the +1 air weapons upgrade. I mean, he could, if at any point Ryung loses all of his Thors, for instance, and you need like emergency defense, the mech army's pushing through, you could go back into mutas, but he is adding on a Roach War and a Hydralisk Den, and upgrades for it as well, and an Infestation Bit. He's adding on all the things. Basically.
All the things.
Yeah.
I really like the add-on of the Thor. Even just having like 1 in the army, it's that little bit of splash damage that's just far more powerful than that of the Liberators. It can soak hits, it can tank damage, but it doesn't perform well against things like Hydras and lots and Lings. So as long as he keeps us in the back and protected, it's very valuable, but very expensive unit.
I really like soO's position. It has been such a long time since we've seen not just the Hellbat opener versus 2-base Spire, but a mech game versus 2-base Spire. And you could get a lot of control as a Zerg player if you opened up this way against a mech player. Just because, you know, they don't... Especially because Liberators weren't a thing when 2-base Spire was popular. And I mean Liberators back when they were really good against mutas.
Yeah.
Like, mutas really controlled for a very long time, and since the Liberators got nerfed, it's back to being kind of the same thing, where, like, the mutas didn't do a massive amount of damage, but they're very annoying, and they're giving soO a lot of information.
This is actually a little bit surprising. There's that split. I was going to say, we've got a clip that's one of our higher viewed clips where soO is splitting his mutas so fantastically against Liberators that were good against mutas. A little bit, I guess, complacent because they're not that scary nowadays, but still splits and doesn't lose any mutas for that. That could have been the death of 4 or 5 easily if he had played that a little bit more lazy. But the Hellions eating a lot of the glaive worms. Nice cleanup over here. I do want to point out the resources lost right now very heavily favoring soO, playing very cost-effective against Ryung so far. Ryung, by the way, is worth noting, playing mech too, so it's not just that we got cost efficiency. It's against a player who can't really afford to lose units early on.
Yeah. Ryung sees the hive timing, which is a good news. It was good scan timing, but he can't really do very much about it except just try and continue to turtle and get to a better composition against potential broodlords, potential vipers. Like, there's actually a ton of options here for soO. He's at 77 drones on 4 bases. Like, he could start the Greater Spire right now, or he could just try and go for like 6 vipers. And either way, I could see him winning the game.
Yeah. The Viper aspect of this aside, though, right now it's going to be kind of tough. Pushing in against tanks is a difficult task in the first place, but for Ryung, it's also about having those tanks positioned ahead of time. We've seen so many engagements. Roach Hydra just went out because the tanks are unsieged, not ready to fight, but tanks pre-siege, they're good to go. They got a lot of damage to bring to the party. There's a lot of Hellbats to soak that damage to while they set up Liberators, trying to transform. Thor firing away at the Mutalisks. Mutas would absolutely dominate this fight, but the Concave's going to do just as well without them. Numbers end up winning out over Ryung, and this mech composition is not going to cut it. Not today, not in game number 1.
Nope. That was not that great of a start. That wasn't that great of a game for Ryung. Showcase mech. It's too bad.
Of course, it'll be Ryung's map pick for game 2 at least. Daybreak's not a bad map for mech, but maybe he's a lot more favoring that of something like Echo or otherwise.
I'm just surprised he wanted to go mech. Ryung can do mech. It's not like B-mech player, but...
I think it's not even that, but like, he's actually quite good with bio. He's very good with the 2-1-1. Again, for those who don't know, well, Beyond is the one who kind of, like, I guess, polished it up and made it super popular. Ryung was allegedly the guy who actually came up with that. So he knows how to play bio.
Yeah, for sure. He just doesn't feel very confident against soO bio. I think would have been better.
Zombie was so professional at Nation Wars, then Rift can happen. You know, I pinned that tweet. I had to go back and dig it up because they tweet so much bullshit. It's hard to find tweets I make from months ago. But, yeah, definitely all me, guys. Don't worry about it. All me.
Well.
Don't you. No. You've got more power than me in this one. Don't egg anybody on.
Well, I was going to say, like, it's not whoever, like, I don't think it matters who's casting. It's whether or not you're on BaseTradeTV or not. Like,
yeah. Plus, it's like I talked about that with Pig while he was here because he was expecting it to be like a little more professional, and I'm like, nah, dude, just have a good time. Like, come cast some games and enjoy the matches. I got Twitter though telling me that they can't handle the jokes. You can't handle the truth. Whatever, guys. My jokes are amazing. Okay. Echo, by the way, is the map. They just whispered me.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, cool. Let's see. The winner of this will play against either Impact or Stats. So this is actually a fantastic bracket to be following. The other side of the bracket is Innovation playing against Hero. Beal's playing against Billy, I think, on the Korean stream. There's a lot of really good matches ahead of us. I do regret sometimes that because we cast live, we don't get access to all the games. And we can't possibly ask these players to wait hours at a time for us.
That would be rude. Ready?
Yep.
Steady?
Not steady, but ready.
Ready, steady?
Name's not Freddy. Or
Ready?
Eddie. Can you just let it go?
No.
I ever tell you when I was a kid I had a stuffed teddy?
It's not a teddy bear. Who just calls it a teddy?
I think a lot of people call it just teddy.
That's dumb.
This is actually like, I'm going to make a straw poll on this one. I'm actually curious.
Kids are dumb.
Oh, this sounds like... This is like, I know I'm wrong, but I don't want to admit it type like logic. Kids
I think
kids
like
are just
if
stupid.
You call it a teddy bear, but then the kids can call it Teddy, like a name. Like, this is Teddy, my bear. This is my Teddy. Teddy bear.
A teddy bear.
Also, who has a teddy bear in this day and age, right? There's so many different types of plushes that you can buy for your kid. Or just give them a boring old teddy bear.
Right,
Questions that need answered.
Well, I got the straw poll up. I'll link it in chat in a moment because the stream delay and all that. So if you guys can give us a vote. I said, what is a stuffed animal toy bear called? A teddy or a teddy bear?
Animal toy bear.
Because I wanted to be like, what do you call a teddy bear? Wait a minute.
Toy bear.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Spawning in the top left side of the map, we got the blue Terran player down 1 game after some failed mech. It's Ryung.
In the bottom right is the red Zerg. He is soO.
You ever been to a Build-A-Bear?
I have, yes.
Have you ever built a bear?
No, I built a lion. Because you can build other things that bears that build a bear.
I think I am sensing a bias against bears right now. Might be the problem in hand.
Or maybe a bias for cats, which would be shocking.
No way! Let's look deeper into that. Now, what type of pets do you have at home, Zombie Girl?
I remember I got a lion, and then they had these things where you put in the you can put in like a purr or like a voice, I guess, in like the teddy bear if you really want it, or like it's like a heart, but it actually has a voice box. Have you ever built a bear?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about then. And yeah, I got one after my cat Simba died like 15 years ago. Oh gosh, even longer than that. 20 years ago? Oh my god, I'm old. And yeah, I put it in, and the heart had the name Simba on it, and it was inside the lion, and it was like Simba the lion.
I know I already used this joke on stream, but I'm gonna use it now that you're here. Did I ever tell you about my grandpa?
No.
He had the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from the zoo.
Oh, that's funny. Oh.
What type of bags do cats have?
What type?
Purses.
Ah! Oh my god. When I was on Aer Lingus, that was the flight I took home from Paris, the stewardess kept calling them wheelies. Put your wheelies in the top. And I was like, wheelies?
Are you
for a carry-on bag.
Are you wheelie serious right now?
And rucksacks, which sounds a lot cooler than wheelies.
Rucksacks make me think of like mountaineers, like putting their camping supplies in a bag. All gruffin with beards and shit.
By the way, someone brings up a good point. A teddy is like a night dress.
Is it? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a lingerie dress. Pretty sure. Called teddy.
Interesting. Well,
did you have a lot of teddies when you were younger?
Walking around in women's underwear late at night. Okay, we do have, by the way, bio coming out of Ryung this time. Well, maybe bio. Put an asterisk on that for the time being, but the third command center doesn't seem like something you'd pair up with a mech build, not this early at least. But Hellions for sure for the time being to thwart off the Lings. There are roaches coming out, which mean these Hellions will not be so hot, and that could be really bad for Ryung.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know why Ryung is insisting on... well, I guess Hellion openers aren't that rare, but if he was going to go on a mech again, I'd be very shocked to see him so insistent upon going mech, because it really is not like... It's very stylistic to go mech more than once, for sure, and even once it's pretty rare.
I'm not sure this will be for Stimpack, actually. Because he did lift that earlier on. He was going to shuffle things around, so I think that Barracks was just building the tech lab for... Yeah, for something else. Okay, so we might just have something that's not bio going on. But this is still the problem, right? Like, these Hellions are not going to be able to stop the roaches. soO's coming across with quite the attack, and Ryung didn't scout any of this. So he's moving out. There's nothing at home to defend with. The Banshee might pop, but the Banshee's going to take too long to kill all the roaches.
Plus, this is going to be followed up with Speedlings, so if it was just roaches and like 8 of them, the Banshee would eventually clean it up, and with 3cc, you'd probably live and do pretty well. But with the Ling Flood as well, the Banshee's going to take forever to clean this up.
You didn't even get the wall up. I mean, there's like some upsides, right? If the Hellions kill enough drones, 3cc's and mules can bring him back in the game better than soO will get back in the game. But he gets surrounded with that Hellion. That's really bad. He's not going to get the kills he wants, and that's probably going to be not just the game, but the series.
Wow.
GG, soO.
Jeez. Yeah, right then.
Oh God, Rifkin, I was on your side. Stop. Look, there's no sides, okay, when it comes to bad jokes. It's just the receiving end. The end. But, okay, so soO will advance on to fight against the winner of Impact and Stats. Beyond's playing against Zest.
Whoa! Ho!
Holy shit.
That's a lot of bits.
And you know what he does? He does it with a fucking animated rainbow Kriegasm. Prognosticator. I'm finally learning how to say your name properly. What's up, man? 10,000 bits, says Rifkin, plus Vegas, plus 2017. It shall be so. The prognosticator has foreseen it. Go Team Venture. Also StarCraft and things. Yo, no, let's get back on the more point. Forget the money and the bits for a second. You like Venture Brothers, bro? Prognosticator. Prognosticator. If I ever see you in real life, we're going to have some fucking drinks and do some nerdy Venture Brother fingertips, okay? I love the Venture Brothers. But thank you for the bits. I don't know what to say other than just thank you.
Thanks for the bits. I don't watch Venture Brothers.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm going to Vegas and you're not, okay?
Well, I was just going to ask you if you want to go to Vegas, but you know what?
Not with you. Oh. Not with you.
No, I can be, you know, like, is there a term for like a wingman but for poker?
No, you're like, no, when it comes to poker, the phrase I'd use for you is dick move. You knocked me out at BlizzCon. I won't forget you. I won't forget, nor will I forgive.
I did?
Yeah. I know you're pretty drunk, so you probably don't remember.
You did it on purpose?
No, but you dicked over Maynard too. I remember. It was like, no, Wisecracks.
Yeah, it was Wisecracks. Yeah, not Maynard.
Like, all right.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't dick over 3 people. Just 2.
Just 2. All right, well, folks, we're going to go to a commercial break while we figure out what's going on. Beyond and Zest are currently playing, but I do believe it's already started. And if we're going to be honest, well, that was like a hype match I would have loved to have seen last year. Zest isn't looking good versus Terran. I don't know if he can beat Beyond. But if he does, then that's a fantastic Zest amount of replays. I would actually want to go back and cast even. But we're going to go to a break and figure out what's coming up next. It could be Classic versus Billowy, Classic versus Billowy or Classic versus Biol, or alternatively soO versus Impact or Stats. So stick around. Hopefully we'll have an update for you in chat because of stream delay and all these good things. And we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.